Robert Pack was working as the manager of ticketing and audience services for the Monterrey Symphony Orchestra in Carmel, California, when he was diagnosed with adult onset epilepsy.
I had my first seizure at work.
To get it under control, doctors prescribed him a string of different pharmaceuticals. The only one that worked gave him debilitating nausea, anxiety, and difficulty sleeping. So his doctor recommended using cannabis medicinally.
Let me just say that medical cannabis is the absolute best anti-nausea medication in the world. Absolutely the best.
Pack has used it twice a day, every day since then, and despite living in California 9 years after medicinal use of marijuana became legal, he says there was still a stigma attached.
If you go to a dinner party, people will say, "Oh, you bring the weed," you know, this kind of thing, and it's perceived as a big joke.
Not wanting to risk his job, Pack didn't tell his employer and was able to continue working while managing his health issues. But it didn't last. Eventually, the death of his mother brought him back to Carlsbad, New Mexico, where he was offered a job as an assistant manager at a Hastings bookstore, if he could pass a drug test.
They withdrew the job offer because I did test positive for cannabis use, and I pointed out to them that New Mexico was a legal state. That didn't matter. I pointed out to them that I had no criminal record. That didn't matter. My work record, my experience, none of that mattered. They asked again, why were you at a party? Did you happen to take in some smoke somewhere? And I said, no, I'm a medical cannabis patient.
Arizona and 4 other states have laws stopping employers from discriminating against medicinal marijuana patients. New Mexico doesn't. But State Representative Bill McCamley says state protections are largely powerless in the face of federal marijuana policy.
Until there's a court case to decide which is superior or the federal government gets out of the business, it makes it really tough to even have conversations about passing these laws, because these questions are going to come up.
One such case filed in Albuquerque against Presbyterian Healthcare Services may change that. Medicinal marijuana advocates like Pack hope it sets a precedent for protecting patients. The woman's lawyer is using the New Mexico Human Rights Act as the basis for the lawsuit. While it's litigated, Pack says patients are finding their own ways around employer drug testing.
If you have a smoke shop in your town, you can go get a kit that will help you pass a drug test. If all else fails, they're widely available online.
One of the most common is Strip NC, a $15 7-day detox product with the stated function of cleansing the body of toxins ingested through the air, food, and water. But type Strip NC into Google and this is what comes up. How to pass a drug test. Does Strip NC work? I used Strip NC but failed the test. Please help. Pack even told the regional management at Hastings bookstore he was a cannabis patient, medicating twice daily. But he says they told him to take the drug test anyway.
They were kind of giving me the wink to go and get a masking kit and cover it up.
But Pack refused to do a cover-up.
I'm a legal medical cannabis patient in a legal medical cannabis state. I have nothing to be ashamed of, and I shouldn't have to lie to get a job that I'm qualified for.
Pack has since retired. He says not by choice, but because of the medicine he takes. So he lives off the family farm and spends time doing medicinal advocacy in the state. He says most medicinal marijuana patients in New Mexico don't have that option. For KRWG, I'm Simon Thompson.